What's up, everybody? Billy here, Respect the Game podcast, doing a quick recap and future view of the Florida Panthers. Now, you guys know, diehard Bills fan, Felix is a Colt fan, but we are down here in South Florida. I'm not big into basketball, don't really pay attention to the Heat. You know, Felix is a Boston Celtics guy. When Rob jumps on, he's a Magic guy. That being said, the real Florida team that we root for, or the only real Florida team that gets rooted for down here is by me, the Florida Panthers. So, with that being said, we're going to go over Florida Panthers, two-time champion, or as Sam Bennett said, the double champion, and anybody who has something to say about it, back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals champions, the Florida Panthers. So if you watched any of the series and you watched any of the intermission reports, you would have no doubt who these guys were rooting for, okay? I'm new to hockey, 4 or 5 years in, but I've heard the bias on American versus Canada and the European and all that stuff. But it is undeniable that these guys did not want Florida to win. Gretzky didn't hide it. Lundqvist, a little bit, he was kind of more normal biz, except for the Maple Leafs, where he flat out wore the Maple Leaf stuff. You saw the character. He was semi down the middle, but Gretzky, for sure, these dudes had no time for the Panthers, especially Gretzky. I know it's Edmonton. He played for them years ago, all this stuff. But there's one game where they blew them out, the penalty game, 6-1. They were destroying them. And the whole 9-10 minute intermission, Gretzky's talking about the Oilers need to come back. They need to pay attention to this, need to adjust that. And if they try this, they can come back. You're only down by 4 goals. So you can really, like, all this stuff. And then the end of the intermission, as long as the Panthers continue, they should be fine. Now, granted, that's all true, but there was no praise whatsoever for anything the Panthers did when they came to shellacking the Oilers. Now, there are people going to say, oh, McDavid's the best, Draisaitl, all these guys. Listen, again, new to hockey, 4 or 5 years. I understand that McDavid is fast, okay? Gets a bunch of assists. Draisaitl, fantastic. But looking at their stat sheet, if you remove those two guys from this team, they're nothing. They're third, fourth line. They're not bringing any heat at all, okay? The Panthers, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not stopping anybody. This was a steamrolling of the Edmonton Oilers, okay? It wasn't like last year, which granted up 3, then lost 3 straight, then you win Game 7, which is dramatic and crazy. This was a steamrolling. The Oilers won 2 overtime wins, okay? Game 1, 18 seconds left and they score. We'll call that a fluke. That's nonsense, in my opinion. By all means, you can disagree. And then Game 3 to get into overtime with 17 seconds left or something. The curse, Corey Perry, he gets it with just less than. Let me see. I got it right here. Hold on. So let's go over the Stanley Cup here real quick. Game 1, because I'm telling you that the Oilers got steamrolled. Okay. Game 1, 4-3, Oilers win, overtime, 19:23 left, they get the game winner. It could have gone either way, but 19 minutes in, less than 30 seconds to get the goal, that's a fluke to me. So, okay, they win. But again, overtime, okay? McDavid, Draisaitl, God's gift of hockey, they win in overtime, okay, on a fluke play. Game 2, 5-4, same thing. Corey Perry, 18 seconds left, gets the goal to go to overtime. Now, Panthers won, way to go. But another fluke play to save the potential to get Game 2 for the Oilers. They get it, but they lose Game 2 overtime. That's great. Now, here comes the shellacking. 6-1, Oilers get obliterated. Agitators, you have Bennett, you have Tkachuk, you have Marchand. Oilers are drawing penalties left and right, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. It was embarrassing. No leadership on that team whatsoever to stop these guys from acting like idiots. Destroyed them. Game 4, another overtime. Now, Florida blew it, up 3-0, another shellacking, and they lose focus. It's unfortunate. They tie it up. They get a fluke goal to get into overtime, but then they lose. That's tough. But another beatdown of the Oilers, and they take their foot off the gas. That sucks. Game 5, 5-2, a 5-2 beatdown. Connor McDavid scores his first goal of the finals. Game 5, being destroyed. The greatest player since Gretzky, since sliced bread, he gets his first goal. I understand he's dishing out assists. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Crazy fast, always setting up the next guy. But he's the best ever, and he gets one goal? Come on now. Bob, 19 saves, 5-2. Okay, that's in Edmonton, by the way. And Gretzky and these guys, it's a quick turnaround. All the games where you go back, right? It's a quick turnaround. These guys will have time to rest. That's why Oilers are gassed. Oilers are moving slowly. They play the same game. They travel the same way. Like, I almost lost my mind when I heard Gretzky say that, these guys, the turnaround's too tough for them. Bro, they're traveling the same way, playing the same game, okay? Oh my God. Now, Game 6, a closeout game where you, all or nothing, you bring it or you lose, 5-1. Talk about fold up like a lawn chair, fold like a cheap suit. Reinhart, a four-bagger. He got 2 empty netters. Listen, bro, stats are stats. 4 goals. Tkachuk did his thing. I mean, yeah, Bennett winning. Don't get me started on last year's bullshit with McDavid winning the Conn Smythe. Get out of here with that. This was an absolute beatdown of the Oilers. An absolute beatdown, okay? Let me read you this real quick. The 2025 Stanley Cup saw the Florida Panthers defeat the Edmonton Oilers in 6 games, securing their second championship. Here's a comparison of the performance across the series. So I Googled my brains out trying to get a full 6-game recap. It's almost impossible to find. AI showed up. We'll see what we got here. Panthers held the lead for a remarkable 255 minutes and 49 seconds during the series, setting a new NHL record for a championship final. They tied the record for scoring 5 or more goals in a playoff game, doing so 13 times, including games 5 and 6 of the final. Oilers, while they managed to push the series to 6 games with 2 overtime wins, their time spent leading was significantly less at just 8% of total gameplay. And then we know the score, 4-3, Oilers win in overtime. 5-4, Panthers double overtime. 6-1, Panthers destroy them. 5-4, overtime, Oilers. Panthers 5-2, Panthers 5-1. An absolute beatdown. They almost got shut out in Game 6, but some nonsense goal with like 2 minutes left. Games 3 through 6, first period. The Panthers dominated, outshooting the Oilers 95-53 in shot attempts. Wasn't at one point, I think the whole series, the Panthers scored 2 goals in the first period of every game or something like that? Or at least 5 out of 6, we'll say. I don't have that stat in front of me. But they put up 2 goals in the first period in almost every game, if not every game. Ice tilt per NHL Edge IQ. Florida maintained the advantage in territorial momentum, particularly in the first periods of the first 5 games. They averaged 10.5 minutes of ice tilt advantage in the first periods compared to Edmonton's 7 minutes and 52 seconds. I mean, you see it all right here. 5-on-5, the Panthers had a superior percentage, 52-48. 5-on-5. The best chances that the Oilers had was 4-on-4 because they are crazy fast. No one is denying that. They're crazy fast. But once McDavid comes off, Draisaitl comes off, who? There's nobody out there. No disrespect to Perry and Nugent, Bouchard and all those guys. They did great. Skinner, no problem. But they're not holding on to the team. They're not lifting up the team if Draisaitl or McDavid are out. I mean, how many times did you hear them say, they got to have Draisaitl and McDavid on at the same time to have a chance to get back in this game? That's all they had. Nugent Hopkins, there we go. Offensive zone time percentage. Florida also have the advantage of spending time in the offensive zone at 45% compared to Edmonton's 39%. Lopsided feel. Despite the 6 games played, the series fell quite lopsided in favor of the Panthers, 100%. Panthers' resilience. Florida came back from a 2-goal deficit in game 1 and 4, although they lost both games. Understandable. The Oilers, like the Panthers' previous opponents, struggled to contain Florida's offense, which averaged 4.5 goals per game in the final. 4.5 goals a game in the finals. Listen, these guys are good. Listen, I'm, again, new to hockey. 4 or 5 years. These guys are great. But it's like the old Patriots. There's no superstars on that team. It is a bunch of dudes who are good. That is what the Panthers have. They have a bunch of dudes who know how to work together. Okay, they've got Sam Bennett, star, with this team. So with that, the future, how are we looking here, okay? Look at this, what you guys see here. Ekblad, unrestricted free agent. Marchand, Bennett, Vandy, Strum, don't know the name that well. Kikoen, sorry if I said it wrong. Schmidt, 5-6 assists in the final. Schmidt's only making $800 on a 1-year deal. But you have Ekblad, unrestricted free agent, $7.5 million. Marchand, he got here at the trade deadline, $6.1 million. And Bennett, for just under $4.5 million. Those 3 are unrestricted free agents. You have Ekblad's a stud. Does he stay? He's been his whole career here. Do you restructure, get a little bit of a hometown so you can keep Bennett, keep Marchand? I saw some podcasts where Marchand felt like he was underpaid in Boston, so he wants to make up some money now. Now, a guy like Marchand, older in his career, had won his cup back in 2011, gets a second one. Winning is important. Now, does he want to get paid? Now he's got two Stanley Cups, a huge factor in this one here to me. When Marchand's on the ice, that team is different. That dude is aggressive to like I've never seen. Bennett's fast, but Marchand, he brought that energy. So Bennett just under $4.5 million. Ekblad's the most on the team, I think, or at least what I'm seeing here, as you can see here, $7.5 million. Does Bennett get $8, $9, $10 million a year? Is he worth that? How much of your franchise do you sacrifice to pay a guy like that? You know, I'm not sure. 7, 8 million? Because they're talking about going to other states. Canada's got a big tax up there as well. You can tell Bennett, you can make $10 million a year in Toronto, but you make $8 million here, you end up making more money based on the taxes and whatnot that the country and the state of Florida have opposite of each other. That could be a selling point. If they can bring these 3 back, they're studs. They are important players, okay? Marchand, he's older. Like I said, word on the street is he wants to make some money now. He's got two championships. Do you pay him, 3 for 15, $5 million a year? Do you pay him 2 for 12, give him another 6? What do you do? Ekblad, he's made some money. He had a 10-year deal, I believe. So I'm looking here. Ekblad, 2017 to 18 up until 24, 25, $7.5 million. That's what he has been earning. Does he take a little bit of a hit? Does he go somewhere else for more money? He's got 2 championships now also. How much of the championships are going to play into their mentality of, I'm a winner, I'm a 2-time winner, back-to-back winner, now I want to go get paid somewhere else? Or is it, listen, man, I'll take a little bit of a discount because this team is solid. This team steamrolled the Edmonton Oilers, okay? They are the best team in the league, the Florida Panthers. Do these guys get together and say, listen, we can probably get 3-4 more years out of this if we all take less money, sign some up-and-comers, some guys we need, maybe bring in a free agent from somewhere? Do they say, let's make it a little bit less to potentially go a 3-peat, 3 out of 4, 5 out of 6? Who knows? What are you willing to spend for Ekblad? What are you willing to spend for Marchand, for Bennett? Tell me. Because these are our unrestricted free agents this year. Again, to me, Schmidt, he's almost 34. Marchand's 37. And Ekblad and Bennett, they're in their late 20s. These guys, Schmidt, 5+ assists in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup playoffs. the final. 800,000, maybe give him $1 million to stay here one more year. What do you guys think? What do you think the Panthers should do when it comes to Ekblad, Marchand, and Bennett? That's it for me. Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup, back-to-back champions. Like, subscribe, share. Hope you enjoyed it. We're new to the hockey thing. We're going to work on it. But, fuck, I love it, bro. There is nothing like playoff hockey. Not a single thing in the world. So, go Panthers. Go Bills. Talk to you guys again soon.